Thank you.
I'll appoint the PD. He has one failure to appear. His prior conviction is a trespass back in February.
Sorry for that.
All right, tell me your name, sir.
Cleveland McLean.
All right, Mr. McLean, you're here in 2020 MO 353AO. You're arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. And I don't have a form for the public defender. Do you want to see if the state has an offer for you
Yes,
to
ma'am.
resolve your case? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is offering adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and any court costs associated with the case.
Okay. So, Mr. McLean, that would get you out today. You'd resolve your case. Do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you read the plea form?
No, ma'am.
They didn't give you a plea form back there to read?
No, ma'am.
I'll have you read the plea form.
I got signed. Okay. All right, I'm good enough. I can barely see something. Where I sign at?
See real low. Usually it's too high. All right, Mr. Clean, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to, is it 2 days? 2 days with credit for 2 days, time served. Do have to impose court costs, and I'll order that you pay those by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck. Okay, you're all set.
Okay, thank you. Y'all
All
have a
right.
great one.
All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name?
Kidos Kabidi.
All right, sir, you're here in 2020 MM 1664AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is offering an adjudication of guilt with 5 days, no return to scene, and court costs associated with the case.
All right. Ms. Haling, do you want a second?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Kennedy is going to accept the offer, Your Honor, and plead no contest.
Okay. All right, sir, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes,
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
yes.
You understand?
I'm sorry, I know I'm here for trespass, so I just want to review what was said.
Okay.
I did.
The state's offer is 5 days
And I've already done 2,
with credit for 2.
and I got 2 more.
You should get out Wednesday?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
All right. So my question to you was, did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I am as of 2002 by INS and NSA.
You can't cover your mouth, sir.
I am a citizen as
Okay.
of 2002.
Okay, do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days with credit for 2 days' time served. You cannot go back to 8574 South Orange Blossom Trail, the Wawa. You've been trespassed from there. You must abide by the trespass warning. And I'll impose court costs in order that you pay those by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck,
That's
sir.
yes, ma'am.
Okay? All right, good morning. Please tell me your name.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Johnny Ray McCauley.
All right, Mr. McCauley, you're here in 2020 MM 1668AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning, and I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering adjudication of guilt with 3 days OCJ, court costs, and no return to scene.
All right, Mr. McCauley, that will get you out today
All right.
by 11:59 PM, I'm sure,
All right.
so.
Thanks, appreciate that.
You want to
Thanks.
do that? Do you want to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thanks. Do I print or say? Okay, sorry.
All right, sir, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No,
You
no,
underst-
ma'am.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Okay, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days with credit for 2 days, time served. You can't go back to the St. Joseph Catholic Church at 1501 North Alafaya Trail. They've trespassed you if you go back. probably
Understood
get
and agreed, ma'am.
arrested,
Yes, ma'am.
okay?
All right.
If you, I do have to impose court costs, and I'll order that you pay those by March 2nd, 2021. If
Okay.
you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. All right, good luck.
Okay. One quick question, ma'am, Your Honor. As far as court costs, how much will I be paying a month? Could it be $10 a month?
I give you a year to pay it. So
Okay,
you
it-
can pay as much or as little as you need to pay, but you have a year. to pay.
What's the minimum to pay? $10 or?
I don't know. You'll have
You
to
know?
speak with the
Okay.
clerk's office.
All right, thanks. All right.
Okay?
All right.
Eric Ortiz.
All right, Mr. Ortiz, this was a reset.
Yes, ma'am. Apparently, we received a teletype from Volusia County stating that they didn't want to accept the on-view because it didn't include certain information that they wanted. And then I guess we sent them a teletype back saying he would attend first appearance, and we would let them know what the judge said. That was yesterday, and then a supervisor in records said to reset it. I'm not really sure why.
Okay, so what was the last communication with Volusia?
Volusia says, we cannot accept the on-view as the report does not include the following required information. Indicate the offense the defendant is serving probation for, date placed on probation, term of probation, and original criminal case number. indicate the offense and the agency case number, which is the basis for the violation. At this point in time, I don't have all of that information. We don't have his case history from Volusia. So what I planned on doing is.
Well,
give
it's,
another-
the case history is attached with the probation
Right,
information,
that's what- so
yeah.
I'm not really sure why they don't have their information.
Okay, well, if Volusia doesn't want to accept him
Right.
or accept the on-view VOP, then I'll ROR on the violation of probation.
Ma'am,
And I don't know what other cases you have here.
none.
Thank you,
No, but he
Okay.
does have a 5-day VFOSC hold.
Okay, so I don't know, it looks like you'll still have the 5-day hold, but per Volusia, they don't like the arrest affidavit, okay? So that appears to be the issue, so, but you still have the 5-day hold, okay? I don't know when that clock started ticking. Was that yesterday or the day before?
Started, he got here on the, it would start today, because it was a weekend.
Okay.
He got here on the weekend.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Arthur Bradshaw is downtown court.
Okay, we'll reset Bradshaw.
I'm sorry, do you have paper?
Sorry.
All right, please tell me your name.
Marvin Castaneda.
All right, Mr. Castaneda. You're here in 2020 CF 998AO, and you were arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for unlawful sexual activity with certain minors. And it looks like the state did file an information in the case as well, charging you with sexual activity with a 16 or 17-year-old child. It's an F2. And I'll appoint the public defender in that case to represent you. So, your conditions of release in that case are no contact with any victims, any witnesses in the case, no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, no weapons, no firearms, no ammunition, and no unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18. It looks like as well, and I'll stay the bond at that 7,500 in 2019 CF 15469AO. You failed to appear for an arraignment on February 13th, 2020, and the judge did revoke the bond and set the bond at none. Does he have the public defender in that case? Okay. I'll appoint the public, is it no attorney? Okay. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that case. I'll have to file a motion to set bond for you in that division, okay? And then as it relates to 2019 CT 8141AO, I am going to revoke the bond in that case and set the bond at none. And it looks like you do have an attorney in that case. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
David Collins.
Mr. Collins, you're here in 2020 CF 2835AO. You're arrested for burglary of a structure, grand theft third degree from a construction site, trespass on a designated construction site, possession of cocaine, driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. And I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So no return back to the construction site. Looks like it's that area of Pine Street and Garland Avenue. No contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. Abide by the trespass. You can't drive without a valid driver's license. And no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You do have reporting requirements as well that I have to advise you of. And so the bonds will stay at 3,500 and 150 on counts 2 through 5. You're out on bond and 2020 CF 77AO. I am going to revoke the bond and set that at none. You do have an attorney in that case, so you can file any motions to set bond for you.
There is no bond.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Charles Dickens.
All right, Mr. Dickens. You're here in 2020 MO 341AO. You're arrested for urinating or defecating in public, and I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender, and I'll stay the bond at the 250 in 2020 CF 2846AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA, and I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'll stay the bond at the 1,000. All right, please tell me your name.
Jaden Ellis.
Mr. Ellis. You're here in 2020 CF 2838AO. You're arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm, possession of burglary tools, and petty theft of 100 or more. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No weapons, no firearms, no ammunition, no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred, and no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. And you qualify for pretrial release. You need to make sure, I'm going to place you in pretrial release. You need to make sure that you follow all of those conditions of release as well as theirs, okay? All right, tell me your name.
Marcos Gandarella.
All right, sir, you're here in 2020 CF 2840AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA, and I do find probable cause. Make $500 a week. Is that your steady paycheck?
I just currently got employed in the soccer stadium, and I really don't know, but around, yeah.
Okay.
Probably a little more.
Have you gotten a paycheck yet?
This week coming up.
So, but you haven't gotten one
No,
yet?
no, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna place you in pretrial release. So make
Was-
sure that you, no drugs or alcohol.
What's the,
All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Vincent Canoe.
All right, Mr. Gnu, you're here in 2020 CF 2843AO. You're arrested for possession of cannabis with intent to sell it or deliver with a weapon and possession of drug paraphernalia. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons, no firearms, no ammunition. Your bond is set at $7,500 and $100. You're out on release for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon. It's pretrial release. I'm gonna revoke the release and set the bond at none. And it looks like you do have an attorney there, and they'll be able to file any appropriate motions to set bond for you. Do I need a PTR form? Good morning, tell me your name.
Derek Harris, ma'am?
Sorry?
Derek Harris?
Okay. Mr. Harris. You're here in 2020 CF 28378O. You're arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. No contact with any victims or any witnesses. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And the bond will stay at $1,500. You're out on release. 2019 CF 160358O. And I am going to revoke the release and set the bond at none. And so you do have an attorney in that case. They're going to have to file a motion to set bond for you. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Shamar Matheny?
All right, Mr. Matheny, you're here in 2020 MO 342AO. It's disorderly conduct, and I do find probable cause. What's your income every 2 weeks?
It's no more than 1,200.
Okay, so
That's
this says 1,800.
Yes, ma'am. So I think she put, when I put it combined for the month.
I'm sorry.
I think she had put it combined for the month, for the
Okay.
month.
Right, so.
Yes, ma'am.
So every month, that's what you make?
Oh, no, ma'am, I was saying like it's between 900 to 1,100 every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's, okay. So between 900 and 1,100 every 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in like sales or?
No, ma'am, I'm a Marine.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna put 900 every 2 weeks, not 1,800 every 2 weeks. And then do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So 900 every 2 weeks? Okay, now you're gonna qualify. Okay, so I'm gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in that case, as well as 2020 CF 2823AO. You're charged with battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting with violence, and I do find probable cause. And so no contact with any victims or any witnesses, no weapons or firearms or ammunition, I'm gonna place you in pretrial release, okay? Make sure that you follow all of those requirements as well as mine.
Your Honor, can you make an exception for work duties as to a weapon or a firearm?
So this is what will happen for if you need a weapon or a firearm in your employment, okay? You can only have it while you're at work, while you're employed by your employer. When you're not at work, you need to leave it there, and it needs to be locked in a safe place at the employer, okay? So you cannot have the weapon. If there's some exception, usually there's exceptions for law enforcement, but you're gonna have to have your attorneys look at the statute to see if there's any other exceptions and file any motions with the judge that would make any additional exceptions to that, okay? I don't know, you said you're a Marine?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know where you work or, you know, how that works. So you can't have your firearm at home, you can't have your firearm in your vehicle. It has to remain at work, and you have to have it while you're in the course of employment. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If that needs to be modified and you want that changed, then your attorneys will have to file a motion with the trial judge downtown as to that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Reginald Mouche.
Mr. Mouche, you're here in 2020 CF 2839AO. You're arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm, carrying concealed weapon, possession of burglary tools, and petty theft of 100 or more. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office. No return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. That's that 5170 Millennia. No contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants, and no weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition. And your bond on count 1 will be $3,500, count 2, $150, count 3, $150, count 4, $100. And you're out on release. 2020 CF 623AO. I am going to revoke the pretrial release and set the bond at none. You do have an attorney in that case, and I'll have to file a bond motion for you. Hi, good morning. Tell me your name.
Ashley Nelson.
All right, Ms. Nelson, you're here in 2019 CF 9219AO, and you failed to appear for an arraignment on September 19th, 2019. The judge did revoke the bond and forfeited the bond and set the bonds at none. And I'll appoint the public defender's office if they weren't previously appointed to represent you, and they're going to have to file a motion in the division to get your bond, okay? Good morning, tell me your name.
Corey Saminsky.
All right, so you're here in 2020 CF 284780, and you're arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, and petty theft. You do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No contact with any victims or witnesses in the case. I'll stay the bond at the 1,500 or 100 and or pretrial release if he qualifies. It doesn't look as if they interviewed him, but he wasn't able to provide any contact. So if he's able to provide all of that, I would be okay with pretrial release, but the bonds will stay in lieu of that. Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Pierre Scobie.
All right, Mr. Scobie, you're here in 2020 CF 2819AO, and you're arrested for possession of firearm by convicted felon, possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, possession of drug paraphernalia, resisting an officer without violence, carrying concealed firearm, and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. And I do find probable cause. So, do you make $500 a week? Is that your paycheck?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
After taxes? So like that's the check that you get, it says $500?
Well, I'm an independent contractor. It varies.
Okay, so what'd you get last week?
About $550.
Okay, and the week before?
It was probably lower than that, probably like $400.
Okay. So I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you, okay? So no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. So the bond will stay, well, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna set, the bond, I'm gonna stay the bond at the 4,000 on count 1. Count 2 will be 1,500, and the remaining bonds will stay at 100, 100, 150, and 150. Or if he does qualify for pretrial release, I think that they were just unable to verify information, so I will have no objection if he were to qualify at some point, okay? Huh? Yeah. What did they have? All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Rhonda Slaughter.
All right, Ms. Slaughter, you're here in 2020 CF 2824AO. You're arrested for possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, possession of drug paraphernalia, and then 4 counts of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office, so no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna place you on pretrial release. Make sure you comply with those requirements, okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Saul Velez.
All right, Mr. Velez, you're here in 2020 CF 2821AO, and you're arrested for attempted burglary of a conveyance. Did you find probable cause? And I'll appoint the public defender. No return back to Annie Street. No contact with any victims or witnesses in the case. And the bond will stay at $1,000. All right, please tell me your name.
Ja'Cory Fenton.
All right, Mr. Fenton, you're here in 2020 MO 343AO, and you're arrested for camping in a prohibited place, and I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Ms. Watson, was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering an adjudication of guilt with credit time served and any court costs associated with the case.
All right, Mr. Fenton, you get out today and you resolve your case. Do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have you sign the plea form.
All right, thank you. Yeah, ready.
All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
All right.
Is that a yes? You understand if you're
Yes,
not a
ma'am.
U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. I have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by March 2nd, 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. Good luck, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, tell me your name.
Justin.
Mr. Gibbons?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Gibbons, you're here in 2020 MO 345AO. You're arrested for camping in a prohibited place. Did you find probable cause? I don't have a form for the PD. Ms. Watson, was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering adjudication of guilt with credit time served and any court costs associated with the case.
All right, so, Mr. Gibbons, that'll get you out today. You want to accept the offer?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, we'll have you sign the plea form.
misconduct of court, right? There you go.
All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yeah,
All right, do you understand everything that was contained in the plea form?
yeah,
Do you understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
yeah.
Are you on probation anywhere?
Man, I ain't on nothing.
Okay. Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I wasn't a U.S. citizen right about now.
Okay, well, but do you understand, my question was, if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes,
All right. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea. Based on the affidavit, I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. I'll order you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. And if you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good morning. Can you tell me your name?
Tyshawn William Malden.
All right, Mr. Malden, you're here in 2020 MO 348AO. You're arrested for camping in a prohibited place. And I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the PD. Ms. Watson, was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and any court costs associated with the case.
All right, Mr. Malden, it's credit for time served, and you get out today. Do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll have you sign the plea form.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
I was building bikes at this area, so when I get out, all my property was there. Would I be able to go back?
You can go back, and did they give you a trespass warning?
No.
Then you can go back, you just can't
Sleep there.
sleep there.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. I'll order you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Stephen McCarter, refuse, Your Honor.
All right. Was there an offer for Mr. McCarter?
Yes, Your Honor, the state was offering adjudication of guilt, 4 days OCJ, and any court costs associated with the case.
All right, I'm gonna appoint the PD, and, for Mr. McCarter, and Ms. Haling, you wanna just get a chance to talk to him?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
We'll reset him. All right, tell me your name.
Michael Quick.
All right, Mr. Quick, you're here in 2020 MO 354AO. It's a disorderly conduct. Do you find probable cause? I don't have a form for the PD. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering adjudication of guilt, 3 days OCJ, and any court costs associated with the case.
All right, so you have, it's 3 days with credit for 2. You would get out today, just by the end of the day. Do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Quick. Have you signed the plea form?
Most for sure. Right here.
All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept the plea based on the affidavit. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. Good luck, sir.
Yes.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Alyssa Sawyer.
All right, Ms. Sawyer, you're here in 2020 MO 355 AO, you're arrested for camping in a prohibited place. And I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering an adjudication of guilt with credit time served and any court costs associated with the case.
So I would be inclined to withhold. You don't have any priors. It's either that or I would ROR you, but you'd have to go back to court.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So I would release you on your own recognizance, which means they'll give you a court date, and you gotta go to court. If you miss court, chances are you're gonna get a warrant with no bond. You come here on the no bond warrant, I can't do anything for you. You would sit in jail.
I'm gonna show up to court, believe me.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know, you asked me what would happen, so that's probably what would happen. If you wanted to resolve the case today, you have no prior history, so I would withhold adjudication, so it would not be a conviction on your record. It would be on your record, but it would not be a conviction. Ms. Haling, as a friend of the court, do you want to maybe just talk to her real quickly,
Yes, I can.
explain her options?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. I'll take the offer.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
I just
think-
want it to be over with.
Okay. Thanks, Ms. Haley. All right. Ms. Sawyer, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes.
Did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. I have to order court costs, and I'll order you pay those by March 2nd, 2021. Gives you a year. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
My name is Antonio Hernandez Flores.
All right, sir, you're here in 2020 MM 1662AO. You're arrested for battery. I do find probable cause. Make $900 a week.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your
Yes.
paycheck?
I work for SGL, I-4.
Okay, but I need to know if that's what your paycheck is per week?
I mean, it varies, so it depends how many hours we make.
Okay, so what did you make last week?
Last week, I made like around like 500. We only made like 30 hours.
Okay, so you made 500 last week. What did you make the week before?
Probably like 700, I think.
Okay. So, and you don't have any children under the age of 18?
I have a kid coming this August, ma'am.
Okay, but not one
Not
that
as-
is
not as small.
currently out in the world? Okay.
No.
No, okay. All right, so you're not gonna qualify for the public defender. You're gonna have to contact an attorney, okay?
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is, order no contact with any victim in the case, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and no weapons or firearms or ammunition. Looks like your roommate's here, so I'm gonna order that you maintain separate residences. So I'm not kicking you out of your house, but the victim's there,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can't be there, okay?
I understand. That's
And
okay.
if you need a one-time return to get personal belongings, then I'll let you go back. You gotta go with law enforcement, okay? If the victim is still at the residence, okay?
So, what are you saying? I have to move out, or?
I'm not kicking you out of your home. but I'm ordering that you maintain separate residences. So
Yes,
if the
ma'am.
victim is present, you cannot be there. That's why I'm giving you a one-time return.
I understand.
If you need to go back and get anything, you can go with law enforcement, okay? And so no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And I'm gonna stay the bond at the $500. I'm not gonna revoke any release. Looks like you're in pretrial diversion. And
Yes,
you may
ma'am.
get kicked out of the program because of the new arrest. But I'll let you figure that all out,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna revoke any release. Just make sure that you tell anybody that you're required to tell, because honesty is always the best policy,
I
okay?
understand.
When it comes to reporting things, okay?
Thank you. Oh, so I could bail out maybe
Yeah,
today?
you have a $500 bond.
All right, thank you very much. I
Okay.
appreciate it. Bless you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Naima Loiza.
Okay, ma'am, you're here in 2020 MM 1678AO. You're arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting an officer without violence. And I do
That's
find
the claim
probable
indeed.
cause, and I don't have a form for the public defender.
I am from New York. I did not have access to my glasses, first of all, to read the papers.
Okay, do you want
I
me to
did
see if
not-
you qualify for the public defender?
I will have my own lawyer,
Okay.
and I just want you to, since we are here as a witness.
Well, I
that
don't want
they-
you to talk about the
they
facts
broke
of your
my
case.
arm,
Okay.
And I
don't-
have bruises, and I'm gonna sue the city, so I
Okay.
want that on the record.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Well, everything that you're saying is on the record.
Yeah, thank
Okay, so I would be careful what
Appreciate
you
it.
say.
No,
because
that's
it can
exactly
be-
what I said.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
quiet. Listen to me.
Okay.
I'm telling you this for your own advice, okay? So this is to protect you. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm telling you anything that you say can be used against you. I know you said you didn't have your glasses to
Yes.
read, so that's some information that they would have provided you.
yeah.
That
They
everything
took
that
away
you
my
said-
glasses,
Okay.
and they broke my arm.
All right, so do you live in New York?
Yes.
And you declined to be interviewed for pretrial release?
Not
Right.
really, a little. A lady called me,
Okay.
and she asked me a few questions.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, you don't have any history, and I don't think that if you're gonna sue the city, that you wanna enter a plea today. So, I'm not gonna ask for any offer or anything like that from the state. What I'm gonna do is, tell you that I'm gonna release you ROR.
What does
So
ROR
that
mean?
means that it's on your own recognizance,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So if you when you get a court date, you have to hire an attorney and they have to make sure that you have your appearance waived in court.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then the judge, if you don't show up to court, will issue a warrant.
Mm-hmm.
If you come back to the state of Florida, or if you get arrested in New York, chances are you'll get arrested on the warrant, and chances are it'll be no bond. And that's not a good thing.
No, I'm getting
Okay?
a lawyer, all
So
right.
make sure that you show up to any court date, or you have an attorney that you keep in touch with that makes sure that you don't need to be present in court.
Yes.
Okay? Do you
Everyone-
understand?
Yes, absolutely.
You're telling me you understand everything that I just
I
said?
understand, and I will
Okay.
have a lawyer, and it will appear whenever there is a reason
Okay,
for that.
so you can't go back to, looks like, were you trespassed from the airport?
I was just getting into the airplane.
Did they give you a trespass warning?
No, he told
Okay.
me. He told me.
I don't
it's-
want you to
yeah.
talk about
Oh,
the facts.
okay,
My
okay,
question was
okay.
very specific.
Okay,
Did they
sorry.
give you a trespass warning? Okay, if they did, you have to abide by it, okay? So what I'm saying is if they trespassed you and you want to go back to the airport and you're not supposed to be there, then
To the
you,
airplane. you mean.
right, okay? So you need to make sure that if you go back there, that you're allowed to be there, okay?
Yeah. So that's it. So what's the follow-up? I don't understand any of this because I've never been in this situation.
tell me your name, please.
Gregory Trowbridge.
Okay, Mr. Trowbridge, let me get your motion. All right, Mr. Trowbridge, you're here in 2020 MM 1266AO, and the Public Defender's Office filed a motion for release on your own recognizance. And you currently have a $250 bond and charged with trespass. Did you all talk?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did the state have an objection?
The state would just like to place a few things on the record. So those
I'm
are
sorry, it's really loud and it's not you. I can't hear, so it's just a lot the activity, so I just need you to
Okay, no problem.
speak up a little.
So the state would like to place on the record that though the defendant has no failure to appear history, at the time of this arrest, he was out on ROR in case number 2019 MM 10225 for soliciting funds. He has a high-risk assessment and history regarding drugs and property, but the state would not oppose granting the ROR.
Okay. I don't even have a face sheet, so there wasn't one in the court file either. Do we have any failures to appear?
He did not have any miscellaneous history, no, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Trowbridge, you can't, I'm gonna grant the motion.
Yes, ma'am.
You do have a court date coming up in your other case.
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like March 5th,
March 5th, okay.
okay, I think. So make sure that you don't miss any upcoming court date.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me make sure that that's actually the correct date, because sometimes the information is not right. So pretrial conference, looks like 4B, with Judge Jewett at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, so don't miss your court date, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna release your ROR. You can't go back to that Wawa,
Correct.
right, at 8974 South Orange Blossom Trail, and abide by the trespass warning,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? If you come back and you've got 2 cases, even though they're not violent offenses, the judge could revoke the release, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, I have a couple non-public defender 33-day motions. CF 15464AO Austin Kyle Tweed.
Yes, Your Honor, on February 28th of 2020, no information notice was filed in this case.
All right, that will be granted. CF 1210AO Ariana Latia Glass. Showing an information was filed.
Yes, Your Honor, on February 28th, 2020, an information was filed with the filing ID of 104108813.
All right, that will be denied. 2020 CF 1162AO Shelton Lamar Rucker.
Your Honor, this is actually a statewide case, and we don't know if they were put on notice regarding this case, and we have no information regarding it.
So they were put on notice because the motion was sent to them. They're in the certificate of service.
Okay.
Consolidated. I'm gonna have to recall this one because it was it's showing that it was consolidated and that there's like a bunch of co-defendants, but, so I'm gonna have to check on this one. I'll recall this one second session to figure out if it's been filed or not. If you could reach out to statewide as well, somebody there, to see if you can, if that'd be possible. I'm gonna have my JA reach out to them too. I have 2019 CF 13818AO, Renford Lavelle Patterson.
Yes, Your Honor, on February 28th, 2020, and information was filed with the filing ID of 104113060.
Alright, that will be denied. CF 14086AO Renford Lavelle Patterson.
On February 28th of 2020, and information was filed, filing ID 104112803.
Alright, that will be denied. Okay. Twenty CF 1183AO Raymond Luis Velez Perez. Showing a notice of non-filing, the 26th of February. All right, unless you have something different, Ms. Watson, you can let me know, but I'm showing a notice of non-filing.
Okay.
26. Okay, so that was granted. 2020 CF 1261AO Altora Collins. I'm showing, it looks like an information was filed on February 28th.
I apologize, Your Honor, I don't have any of those.
This is all the PDs.
Oh, okay.
PD list? And information was filed on the 28th. So that will be denied. Twenty CF 1135AO, Megan Nicole Matthews. You don't have any of these, Ms. Watson?
No, ma'am, I do not have any of these cases.
I'm showing a no information notice was filed on February 28th, so that will be granted. Twenty CF 1176AO, Juron R. Davis Rush. And I'm showing that he was, ROR was granted on the 28th. So it looks like this was already granted. Can corrections tell me if that's accurate?
Sorry, can you say it?
That Davis Rush, the ROR was already granted on the
Yes, on the-
28th?
on the
Okay,
28th.
yeah. I'm gonna take no action. All right, 2020 CF 1198AO Cornelius Nathaniel Timothy. I'm showing a notice of non-filing on the 28th, so that will be granted. Twenty CF 656AO Thomas O'Brien Jr. I didn't see anything filed, so I don't know, Ms. Watson, if you can tell me if your office has filed anything. Sometimes it doesn't make it to the court file. Usually there's something filed.
And you said it was Mr. O'Brien, Thomas?
Yeah, Thomas O'Brien.
Okay, I'm seeing here that there was a notice of non-filing, so nothing else has been filed.
A notice of non-filing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so that will be granted. All right, and then I'll check on Mr. Rucker, because I don't really know about his case. It's not the PD's case anyway. And then, anything else for this morning?
No, you
All right, we'll be in recess. I don't know what our afternoon looks like, but we have the interpreter cases, so. Oh, okay. We have the interpreter on the line.
Yes, Your Honor. This is Flavia Rodriguez, the certified court interpreter previously sworn in today.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, can we pass by De Leon?
Yeah, I'm having an issue with the affidavit here. I'm not really sure what's going on. Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
Héctor Luis Moreno Ortiz.
Hector Luis Moreno Ortiz.
All right, Mr. Moreno Ortiz, you're here in 2020 CF 2752, and you are arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was previously found. Will you forward me the email? Okay. And that was for robbery. And I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in your case. I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim in the case. No weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition. Your bond will stay set at the $2,500. All right, please tell me your name.
Conix Rivera.
Conix Rivera.
All right, Mr. Rivera, you're here in 2020 CF 2841AO. You're arrested for destruction of evidence, possession of fentanyl, possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving without a valid driver's license. I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. So no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and you may not drive without a valid driver's license.
No problem.
The bond will stay.
Not a problem.
The bond will stay at 1,000 on counts 1 and 2, and 500 on each of counts 3 and 4. I'm not going to revoke your release in 2019 CF 14325AO. Make sure you don't miss your upcoming court date. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, please tell me, oh. All right, please tell me your name.
Eden Muñoz Méndez.
Eden Muñoz Mendez.
All right, sir, you're here in case number 2020 CT 1582AO. You're arrested for no valid driver's license. And I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You cannot drive without a valid driver's license. I am gonna stay the bond at the 500. You're out on release for no valid driver's license and driving under the influence with property damage or personal injury to another. I am gonna revoke the releases and set the bonds at none in those cases. And so I'm gonna appoint the public defender in those cases for you if they haven't previously been appointed. And they'll be able to file any motions that need to be filed on your behalf. An immigration hold as well? Okay, and I do have to advise you, sir, that you do have an immigration detainer as well. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Victor Mercado Velasquez.
Victor Mercado Velasquez.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CT 1711AO, and you have a violation of probation warrant, and the judge did set your bond at $500. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And Ms. Haling, are you able to find out if he's gonna be able to make that bond? I'm not sure, just if not, we can do the arraignment today.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so I'll leave him, we'll just, he'll get an arraignment date, correct? For the BOP? He has a bond. When he bonds out, they'll give him a date?
I think so.
Okay, I think so.
You take.
Are you ready for Mr. Daly?
Yes. All right, good afternoon, sir. Please tell me your name.
Leon. Juan Manuel de Leon.
Juan Manuel de Leon.
Sí.
All right, sir, you're here in case number 2020 CF 2828AO. You're arrested for burglary of an occupied structure and possession of burglary tools. And I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No contact with any victims or witnesses, and no return back to the Piedmont Lakes subdivision. This case was a little confusing because in the affidavit portion, it indicated that they were charging him with burglary wearing a mask, but none of that, that's not charged. And then the bond was set at 10,000, so I don't know what happened with the charging affidavit. So if that may end up getting corrected at some point, but for purposes of today, I only find probable cause for what's actually been charged. And I believe I did appoint the public defender. So I am gonna set the bond at $5,000 and $150 on count 2, and I did tell you the conditions of your release, sir. Good afternoon, tell me your name.
Meu nome é Carlos Renato Gomes de Aragão.
Carlos Renato Gomez de Leon.
Aragão.
Aragão.
Okay. Sir, it looks like you were previously seen, is that correct? And this is just on the docket to advise him of the immigration detainer? Okay, so, looks like you had 2019 CT 2463 AW, 2019 CT 2464 AW, 2019 CT 2487 AW, and 2019 CT 2488 AW, and you were previously seen or bonded out on those cases, but they have an immigration detainer placed on you. Do we know if he has the public defender in the other cases, or if he bonded out before he was seen?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Okay, so, I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you on your cases, and then that way they can speak with you about the immigration
Okay.
detainer, and you're not sitting in jail without an attorney, okay? Unless you're planning on hiring your own attorney, and I won't do that, but I don't know how long that will take you to do
Sí.
that from jail without bonding, without getting out.
Sim, eu tenho um advogado de imigração e hoje eu conversei, eu falei com o agente de imigração e ele está em análise de data de quando expirou o meu visto, quando foi cancelado.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. May the interpreter please clarify as to the first language of the defendant?
I don't know, my guess
The
is
Portuguese.
Okay. I did not know that, okay.
Yes.
Do you speak any Spanish?
No, a little Spanish.
A little Spanish.
Yeah.
Do you speak a little English?
English is more.
Better than Spanish?
Yeah, it's better
Okay.
than Spanish.
Tell me if you don't understand what I'm saying, okay?
Okay.
Right now, they have an immigration detainer placed on you, so even though you've bonded out, you will not be released.
Yes.
So are you planning on hiring your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint the public defender? You can always hire your own attorney, but I don't want you sitting in jail without an attorney. So I can appoint them to represent you.
Yes,
They can help
yes.
you, okay?
Yes, it's better.
Okay, and then
yes.
you can always
I
contact an
accept it.
attorney.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna appoint the PD on all of the cases that you have, okay?
Okay.
And she's gonna give you a phone number,
Okay. 321.
okay?
Yes. Okay.
And they can help you with the immigration detainer and the
Okay.
cases,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
You understand?
See. Yes.
Okay. We can call the interpreter and use the interpreter, but if you think, I'm just gonna tell you the same thing through the interpreter, so if you
Yes.
understand.
This time I need to tell this telephone
Call that number
now.
whenever
No.
you get a chance, and they'll be able to talk with you.
No,
and they'll
yes,
find
yes,
somebody with
yes.
Portuguese to speak with you,
Okay.
okay? Will you appoint them on those cases? Okay. Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. May the Spanish interpreter be excused?
I believe that is it, correct? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
All right, you too. All right, how are you doing? We'll have you sworn in. You haven't been sworn in today, have you? Okay.
You swear to interpret from American Sign to English and English to American Sign, to the best of your ability?
I do, yes. Julie Balassa, nationally certified interpreter.
All right. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Yes, it's Tyrone, Tyrone, and my last name is Thompson, Thomson.
All right, Mr. Thompson, you're here in case number 2020 MM1045AO. And the Office of the Public Defender was previously appointed in your case. The state did file an information charging you with trespass in an occupied structure. That is a misdemeanor of the first degree. It was alleged to have occurred on or about the 10th day of February 2020. And does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer also includes 2020 MM287. It's an adjudication guilt, credit for time served. In 2020 MM1045, there's a cost of investigation to Orlando Police Department of $23.57. In 2020 MM287, the cost of investigation to Orlando Police Department is $41.56. No return in both cases. No return to the McDonald's at 2701 East Colonial Drive. And no return to the downtown public library at 101 East Central Boulevard.
Do we know how much? I'm showing 22 days in this case.
And 23 days in the other case.
23 days in the other.
Abide by trespass warning and court costs.
And it looks like the other case, in the 287, he's charged with trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance. That's also a first-degree misdemeanor, and it was alleged to have occurred on January 13, 2020. And so does Mr. Thompson want to resolve both of the cases today?
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Sure.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Thompson is going to accept the offers and plead no contest.
Okay, so is he able to read English?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not very well. Not very well. I don't have, and some of the English is very advanced and I can't understand that.
Okay.
I do know a little bit of English, a little basic English, but not something complicated.
Okay. I guess ask him if he's able to understand the plea form.
Your Honor, would it be better for you to go down the plea form, or did you want me to just go through it with him in the?
Do we know if the interpreter has some time to go over it with? Okay, so why don't we do that? If the interpreter can go over the plea form with him? No? Okay, you're not, okay. So I don't know how we do that without you standing at the podium and going through it with her.
Right. Okay. Well, I can go through. I have no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh?
Maybe they didn't opt for the Thompson investigation.
I haven't done the plea yet.
I know that we should.
Yeah. I thought you meant like, did I announce the announce? Oh, okay. Yeah, she's gonna wanna be heard. Yeah. I'm gonna want her.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we all set?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Thompson, have you signed the plea form? All right. Mr. Thompson, is that your signature on the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, I signed that, yes, yes.
Did you understand everything that was contained in the plea form?
Oh, yeah, she explained it to me, I understand. She said that today is going to be finished, that I can't go back. It's just one time, and I can't go back to those places again.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry that I did that.
Well, she read you the plea form and it talked about certain rights that you're giving up. Did you understand those rights that you're giving up by entering a plea?
Oh, yeah, Yeah, right, some rights, yeah. It said some, did she explain something? She read a list of things.
Yes.
Um,
There won't be a
then we
trial.
want to go into those properties.
Okay, well, I'm talking about certain rights, like there won't be a trial.
Yes, yes, I understand that.
Okay, you understood everything that you read, or that she explained to you in the plea form?
Oh, I understand.
Okay, are you on probation anywhere?
Judge, she does not understand what probation.
Okay, are you being supervised by anybody out in the community?
No, no, no.
Okay, good. Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I understand that if I go back to those places again, then I'll be in trouble again.
Okay, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavits in the court files in both of the cases. And in 2020 MM 287, I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 23 days with credit for 23 days time served. You cannot go back to the location of where you were trespassed. I believe in that case. Was that the McDonald's, Ms. Haling, in that case?
Yes, Your Honor. McDonald's 2701 East Colonial Drive.
Okay. So, and there's also a cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $41.56. And in 2020 MM 1045 AO, I find a factual basis, and I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 22 days with credit for 22 days time served. And you must not go back to the downtown public library at 101 East Central Boulevard. Abide by the trespass. There's also a cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $23.57. These counts will run concurrent. And I'll order that you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, sir. Okay? Good luck to you.
All right, okay. All right, bye-bye.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Ms. Dickerson, I don't want to, we'll just address your case now.
Sure.
And so you're here for Mr. Rucker in 2020 CF 1162. And that was the only one I had in front of me, correct?
There were a couple of other ones, but
For-
I think the
we
court already
addressed
ruled
those.
on those.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
addressed
this
those
was the only
already.
one.
This one I didn't have, well, statewide wasn't here, and there was nothing filed in Odyssey, no notice of non-filing and no information. Ms. Watson did not have any information from statewide. Sometimes things take a little while to get into the system, so I reset it for this afternoon to see if there had been anything filed. I did receive an email from Ms. Salmon, and this is what it said. I deeply apologize for not responding sooner. I was in court all morning in Seminole County. I didn't have an email access on my cell phone for whatever reason. My assistant spoke to the ASA, who's agreed to cover this for me this afternoon. The information's not been filed, however, the state would request an extension to the 40-day. The charges will be filed tomorrow afternoon. The state did not receive notice of defendant's motion nor a notice of hearing on the motion. I reviewed the motion and I reviewed the notice of hearing, and the statewide was copied in the certificate of service.
And I have the
on
email
both of
serving
those.
them, yes.
And in my opinion, an email requesting an extension to 40 days does not comply with the rule to show me good cause. So I did say for her to be here if she wanted to argue, good cause. So I don't know if, for some reason, do you know in fact that it actually got delivered to them? Like, I don't know how you all file, if it's just through the e-portal.
It is through the e-portal, and I
Okay.
do have my confirmation that I received
Confirmation.
from the e-portal.
Okay.
And the motion and the notice of hearing were both filed on Friday afternoon.
Right, correct. And today would be the 34th day, I think you
Right,
said?
right.
Okay.
Yesterday is the 33rd day,
Right.
and today's the 34th.
So, Ms. Watson, I don't know if you've had conversations with Ms. Salmon, but, I mean, it's my opinion, and I believe the rule specifically states good cause must be shown for an extension beyond the time frame, and she's given me no good cause in an email, nor did she even copy Ms. Dickerson on the email.
Yes, Your Honor. The only information I have is what you essentially already stated.
Okay. So I believe, because when I received this, I was literally walking out of the courtroom to come in, or excuse my office to come in here, and I did tell my JA to let her know that I would reset it, because I wasn't sure if she received the notice, and I don't, my opinion is that she probably did receive the notice. It may have just gone to a general delivery service and not a specific person. So I don't know if you have any argument. I let my assistant tell her that I would reset it, because I didn't know you were going to be here, because I know she had said for you not to be here, because I didn't know all of this was going to happen after she had spoken with you.
Right. I spoke to your assistant probably about 12:45.
Yeah,
and when she told me
I
what
heard her on the phone
happened,
with you.
I
yeah.
was like, let me just go ahead and go down there. I don't know if it went to a general portal or not. I know that the email address that we typically serve the statewide prosecutor is an email address that's actually their name. So I can't really speak to that, other than I do have my confirmations.
Mary Salmon.
Right.
Yeah.
I do have my confirmation dated on Friday at 5:09 p.m. that a copy did get delivered to her of both the motion to release the uncharged defendant and a notice of hearing set for today. I did bring an amended order with the new case number that the case number was consolidated into.
Because that's what I saw too, and I wasn't sure, because it was consolidated, and then I guess there's something when it gets consolidated, it's difficult to file things in the consolidated.
Right, I had, the case itself actually kind of completely disappeared off of the clerk's site for several days, which is why I filed the case number under the old case number that we had. I did bring an amended order, but I would just ask the court to consider the case law that we included in the motion, that absent good cause, that 33-day period could not be extended to the 40th day absent good cause, and there's been no specific reason articulated.
I mean,
by the
other than
state.
her saying she didn't receive notice, but I don't know how that's possible, and if you have confirmation, then and her name is on the certificate of service, and her email is on the certificate of service, so and her email presents no good cause, other than that she didn't receive the notice, but I can't say that she didn't receive the notice, because unless that's not her email address, but I think it is.
I mean, this isn't my first
Yeah.
case with her, so
Right.
I've never really had an
Yeah.
issue with the email before.
So I don't know, Ms. Watson, do you have any other argument for Ms. Salmons? Because she's not here.
No, Your Honor. Like I said, the only information that was provided to me over the break was that that the statewide prosecutor was not provided with notice, and so therefore, on behalf of the statewide, we were asking for the continuance to file the information.
All right, well, based on my review of all the information that I've been provided, specifically the notice of hearing and the motion, and that the email that Ms. Salmon has emailed, other than saying that she did not receive notice, which her name is specifically in her email specifically listed in their certificate of service, and Ms. Dickerson has confirmation of the filing, and there's been no other good cause shown in the email. So I'm going to grant the motion.
Would you like the order that I drafted
I'm
with the
just
new
going to put
case
the other
number?
case number on
Okay.
it too, unless you, I mean, if you want to give me that, to have both case numbers on it?
No, it just has the
Okay.
one that it was consolidated into.
Okay, I'll sign that one too.
Thank you.
And what was the case number it was consolidated into? Because I think there's confusion as to the case numbers.
Well, it was consolidated, but there's been nothing filed in that case either.
Okay.
She's indicated in her email that it would be filed tomorrow.
Okay.
So 2020 CF 1107EO. Now, I think what she's saying is she didn't receive notice of hearing in this case, which is the case number. So, you know what, Ms. Dickerson, I know what I said, but now I'm understanding what she's saying is that the case number that's actually the active case is.
But she still gets served with a copy of the motion.
I know,
so-
I know. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna set it for tomorrow, because, I know. But at 9 AM, so if she doesn't file it by 9 AM, then, or by the time I call the case, which is shortly thereafter, I mean, this is the case number, not the other case, so technically it would have to be filed in the new case number. I know but it's not a gotcha type of, rule, so.
Well, but, I mean, we had an entire hearing before Judge Beamer in this case number after the case was consolidated. So there, I see from my review of the clerk's page now that the case is visible. It looks like the case was consolidated on the 10th of February. But on the 14th, we had a hearing in front of Judge Beamer, and it was held in that 1162 case number. So there's certainly been action in the case number in which I filed the motion since that date of consolidation. So
I'm looking up, this is where it gets confusing, because I don't think you can file anything in a case, in the clerk system, in a case that's been consolidated. That's why, it's not coming up in the system that it was filed, so, that's the problem, is that maybe if you're sending it to them in a case number that doesn't exist anymore, because it was completely consolidated on February 10th.
Right, but on February, and I'm not trying to argue
No,
with
no,
you,
I
but
understand
on
what
February 14th, we had a hearing in front of Judge Beamer, and there's court minutes that are dated the 14th and everything. In the case number, the originating case
I'm gonna
number.
request that she be here at 9 AM to argue whatever she wants to argue, because she's not here, and she was specifically saying she didn't get notice. I understand she's noticed on what you filed. I don't know if she actually got it, because maybe there is no case number anymore. It's a logistic issue.
Right.
And I want her to be able to be heard. If she wants to be heard, doesn't mean that I'm gonna, find that she didn't get the notice, or should have not have should have
Sure.
filed it before. Because it's not, your motion is not even in the other case number, like in Odyssey. And you filed that a couple days ago.
I filed it on
Yeah,
Friday afternoon.
So I don't know if it didn't get to her, and I'm just gonna let her make her argument if it hasn't gotten to her. I do see that you had court minutes on 2/14 with Judge Beamer. And there was a motion to set bond. Was that what it was? It was bond hearing. So I don't know if for some reason, maybe she doesn't get notice on cases that have been consolidated in that in the older case number. It may very well be that is the case. And I don't know that. I've never had this happen.
Right, me neither.
So, yeah, it's one of those anomalies. So what I'll do is, I'm gonna reset it for tomorrow morning. If you wanna be here, you can be here. Other not, you've made your argument. I'll remember your argument. And I'll just address it tomorrow morning, because because of the case number issue, I really don't know what happened. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm sorry I had to come all the way out here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, but I do have your order And I'll keep that for tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
And that's all I have. May I be
Okay,
excused?
yes, thank you so much. Mr. White? Okay. Mr. Bankowitz, how you doing today?
Morning, or afternoon, Your Honor. Very good. Yourself?
Oh, it's Monday.
I hear you.
All right, and you're here for Mr. McLean. Can you
I
tell me
am.
your name, sir?
Dylan Trey McLean.
And Your Honor, just for the record, Jason Bankwitz on behalf of Mr. McLean.
Okay. All right, Mr. McLean, you're here in 2020 MO 359AO when you were arrested for disorderly conduct. And I do find probable cause. Mr. Bankwitz, are you filing a notice of appearance for him in this case, or did you want to try to resolve the case today?
Your Honor, I think that we have a resolution. I think the state had an offer of, an adjudication and time served on him. I've spoken with Mr. McLean about the rights associated in the plea form. I have placed the plea form in front of him. He's indicated to me that he would like to go forward with entering a no contest plea to this one, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm not going to revoke the release.
And that was
I know
my
that's why you're here.
That was my main concern
That
with
was-
being here,
that
Judge.
was my main concern, too.
You'll sign that.
Mr. McLean, I will warn you,
Yes, ma'am.
if you come back again for jaywalking,
You won't see me again, ma'am.
I hope not, because you've got 2 fleeing and eluding and other offenses, and you shouldn't be out drinking or at the bars, or you should be home. That's what you should be doing.
You're
All right?
absolutely
Is
correct.
this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to, is it 2 or 1? All right, 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. Do have to impose court costs, and I'll order you pay those by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. I probably wouldn't leave my house.
Oh, I'm not.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, nobody ever gave this to me. Okay. We'll have to do that at the end. Yeah, because I have to read it.
She wants to do them last because she needs to read it.
Yes.
All right, please tell me your name.
My name is Eric Diaz, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Diaz, you're here in 2020 CF 2854AO. You're arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions, and I do find probable cause. You make $600 a week. Is that your paycheck?
Yes.
After taxes?
No, it's under the cash. I mean, under the table.
Okay, so what, that's what you're making a week, $600 flat?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna qualify for the public defender, okay? You're gonna have to hire your own attorney, okay? So,
I make $600 every week.
Right.
Yes.
every week. You're
Yeah.
not gonna qualify for the public defender, okay? So you're gonna have to hire your own attorney. So you're not to drive without a valid driver's license, and the bond will stay at $2,500. I'm not gonna revoke your release on your driving while licensed with 2 priors and the resisting. But I can tell you, Mr. Diaz, if you come back and you have another case, I don't care what it is, and you're before me, I'm gonna revoke the release on both your cases, okay? So, as I told the other gentleman before, you weren't in here, you'd stay home. Okay?
So,
Do we have an updated face sheet for Mr. Hill? I don't have anything on it. It's blank. Okay, thank you. All right, please tell me your name.
Robert Lee Hill?
All right, Mr. Hill, you're here in 2020 CF 285780. You're arrested for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of drug paraphernalia, driving under the influence, and possession of cannabis. And I do find probable cause for those offenses. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. So it doesn't look like you were interviewed yet. So what I'll do is, it'll be $1,000 and $100 on each subsequent offense, or pretrial release if you qualify, okay? You're subject to random urinalysis either through bond or pretrial release, so no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Mariah Drell.
All right, Ms. Jarrell, you're here in 2020 CF 2851. You're arrested for possession of cocaine, and I do find probable cause. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna set your bond at $3,000 on that case. Looks like you also have a failure to appear in 2019 CF 16234AO. And the judge did revoke your release and set your bond at none in that case. Does she have the public defender? Yes, okay, so the PD's office is gonna have to file a motion to set bond for you in that case. I'm not gonna revoke your release in the other case. You've got three cases now.
Okay.
So if you bond out and they get another bond for you in that other case and you come back and you have 4 cases, it's not gonna be a good day.
So right now I have no bond on one of them?
Yeah, the 16234AO, and the public defender's
Okay.
office represents you, they're gonna have to file a motion to set bond, okay? All right, please tell me your name.
Marcus Henry.
All right, Mr. Henry. You're here in 2020 MM 188AW. It's a resisting an officer without violence, and I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. Was there an offer?
No, Your Honor, there's no offer to resolve this case.
All right. right, Mr. Henry, I'm gonna stay the bond. You're out on release in 2 cases. 2020 CF 974AO and 2019 CF 15520AO. I've read the facts of the resisting without. I am gonna revoke the release in those cases and set the bonds at none at this time. And you do have an attorney in both of those cases. They're gonna have to file any motions to set bond for you. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Rodriguez?
Mr. Rodriguez? All right, you're here in 2020 MM 1673AO. You're arrested for petty theft. Do find probable cause. And I don't have a form for the public defender's office. I don't know if the state will have an offer.
Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Okay, the state is offering an adjudication of guilt, 3 days OCJ, and any court costs associated with the case and no return.
Is it a one day or 2 days?
He has 1 day now.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, it sounds like a really nice offer considering you have priors and the state could probably file it as a felony. So you may want to talk to Ms. Haling about that. That sounds like a gift.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and it looks like there may be some restitution. I don't know if the state is requesting that I reserve, an order and reserve, because I don't,
Yes, Your Honor, state would be asking for that.
okay. So I would order and reserve for 60 days for the state to provide that to the public defender's office, but, so I'm gonna appoint the PD, okay? All right, Mr. Rodriguez, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes.
Did you understand everything that was contained in the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days with credit for 1 day time served. Can't go back to the Walmart at 2500 South Kirkman Road, okay?
Yes.
And I'll order restitution and reserve for 60 days for the state to provide the public defender's office with that information. If you don't agree with that and don't want to pay that, you can elect to have a hearing on that, okay?
Okay.
I'll order that you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. And if you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Mark Sims.
All right, Mr. Sims. You're here in 2020 MM 1675AO. You're arrested for resisting an officer without violence and providing false identification to law enforcement. I do find probable cause. It looks like they had a question about your income. It says $500. Is that weekly, bi-weekly, monthly,
Like 2 weeks. Like every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks? Okay. So he's gonna qualify either way. So you're gonna qualify for the public defender. I'm gonna appoint them to represent you. It looks as though you have an immigration detainer too. Is that still correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, I'm not gonna, because I don't know your status. It says US citizen on the affidavit, but I don't want you to do anything that you're gonna regret today. So, I'm gonna order the bond stay set at the 500 and the 100. And so you have the public defender. They'll be able to help you with any immigration issue, okay, that you may be having. All right? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Latoya Solomon.
All right, Ms. Solomon, you're here in 2020 MM 1677AO. You're arrested for possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Do we have an updated fee? I have nothing on the face sheet, but I'm inclined to, depending on what that says. Or- All right, Ms. Solomon, I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance, okay? The state, unless the state's not y'all don't prosecute cannabis cases, but I know that the drug paraphernalia tested positive for methamphetamine.
Yes,
So I don't
Your
know what, you stood up, so I didn't know if you were gonna say something.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as to how it goes. I was told to fill out the no information notice.
Well, don't get me started on that, because
Okay.
it was like they were starting to do that, and then they stopped doing that, and so, are you making an offer on count 2, or are you?
Yes.
Okay, so, I don't know, Ms. Solomon may not wanna come back to court at any point, I don't know, so we'll see what the state's offer is. My guess is that they're not gonna prosecute count 1, and may have an offer for count 2 for you, and then your case would be over, okay? So let's see.
Yes, the state has an offer for count 2, would be an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs.
Okay, and then you would be filing a no information notice on count 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you want to talk to Ms. Haling about that? Okay.
Your Honor, Ms. Solomon is going to accept the offer
Okay.
and plead no contest.
All right, and Ms. Solomon, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes.
All right, do you understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
All right, are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Understand.
Okay. All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea to count 2, the possession of drug paraphernalia. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to, is it 1 day with credit for 1 day time served, and I'll have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. And Ms. Watson, do you have an announcement or something to file on count 1?
Yes, Your Honor, if I may approach with the...
Sure. All right, thank you. All right, good luck. Thank you. All right, good afternoon. Can you tell me your name?
Kenneth Franklin.
All right, Mr. Franklin, you're here in 2020 MO 356AO. You're arrested for camping in a prohibited place. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Franklin?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and any court costs associated with the case.
Okay, 1 day? 1, all right. Mr. Franklin, your case would be over if you want to resolve it today. You get out today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've been trying to get into a nursing home since I got here, and my blood pressure's like around 200, 180, 190, and
Have they checked you out in medical?
last night, yeah, it was
Okay.
170. It's a lot higher now. I hadn't had my high blood pressure or
Medication?
any sleep for 24 hours.
Yeah. Have you tried going to the Coalition for the Homeless, or?
That's where they picked me up last
Right.
night, ma'am. I went, you have to be first in line.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing when they arrested me, so.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't feel well, I would say go to the hospital.
Well, I've done that, and they won't put me in the nursing home. I'm completely blind almost.
Okay.
I just got out of Mexico. I was forced to stay there for almost 2 years.
Okay.
And I've been hit by several people with a tree limb. The guy tried to kill me. I lost a massive amount of blood. And another guy, a bodybuilder, linebacker, I guess he played college ball maybe,
All right.
tackled me.
Well,
So
I would say that, I don't know if the public defender's office can have maybe one of the social workers go talk to him?
I've had trouble with the social worker to library. Like I said, I've been here
Okay.
3 months trying to get in. He won't fill out the paperwork for my Medicare.
Well, I can't help you find a place to live, so all I
Well,
can tell
no,
you
I'm
is.
I'm not trying to find a
Yeah.
place to live, ma'am. I'm trying to find medical care and get in the
Okay,
nursing home.
well, I don't run the jail, so if they think that you need the medical care, they can
I'll-
treat you here.
Yeah, I'll let them know
Okay.
I need 911. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I need the.
All right, do you want to enter the plea?
Not guilty.
You don't want to take the plea?
Well, I don't know what it is. I don't really
It's
understand
a
it.
credit for time served offer, so you would get out today.
Do I have to pay anything?
You would pay your court costs, and I would give you a year to pay those off.
I don't have any money right at the moment. I
So
mean,
you-
I get a little check
Right, well,
from
I would
Social
give you a
Security.
year to pay them off. If you can't pay them, you can contact the clerk's office, and there's certain things that you can do in lieu of paying.
Yeah, can
your
I talk to
fees.
the public defender?
Sure.
to- I don't have the money for the bond, so you just tell me I need to stay here.
I'm telling you, you have 2 options.
Pay you. The card's been blocked. No, I mean, my bank account's been blocked in my card. I guess I need to. I don't know where to go to live or get medical care without social. Get this right here. Well, I don't know how to pay the $250.
Well, Mr. Franklin, if you don't know what you want to do today, or you're not understanding, then I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, and you can go back to court when they tell you to go back to court, so.
Well, I'll pay the $250. I was just trying to work out with her how to pay the court costs. and
Okay, I
things.
told you that I would give you a year to pay them off.
Yeah, okay.
You'll get that paperwork, and then it'll tell you what to do and who to pay, and you'll have a year.
And it's $250 now, yeah. Okay.
Your Honor, may I have just one more moment? Thank you. So.
Well, I need to get an attorney just to do the take the stuff from this body. I know what that is.
All right, Ms. Haling, I'm not comfortable taking a plea today
Me
anyway
either.
at this point. So, Mr. Franklin, I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. You need to make sure that you show up to court. If you don't, you can get a warrant with no bond. So it's very important that you show up to court. She's gonna give you a phone number. You need to keep in touch with your attorney and show up to any court date, okay?
April 1st
Can you write down April 1st,
at 1 p.m.
1 p.m.? We have a court. It'll be on the 4th floor.
You have the courtroom?
It'll be on the 4th floor. It's like the big arraignment. I think B, I don't know, I don't want to give them a courtroom number.
April 1st.
April 1st at 1 p.m.
Just have to be at some, it's April 1st.
I'm gonna get the court too.
All right, good afternoon, tell me your name.
Jesse J. Patillo.
All right, Mr. Patillo, you're here in 2020 MO 360AO. You're arrested for camping in a prohibited place. Do you find probable cause? I don't have a form for the public defender. Ms. Watson, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering an adjudication of guilt, 3 days, Orange County Jail with any court costs associated with the case.
All right, that would get tomorrow? Okay, you'll be out today.
It would be today.
Yeah, I just don't know what time, but it would be before 11:50, it'll be before 11:59. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fine.
I don't control the doors, so.
Yes, I need to get this done and over with.
All right, Mr. Patillo, is that your signature at the bottom? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
I'm sorry?
Did you understand everything that was in the plea form?
Yes,
You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
I do.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
I understand.
Okay, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days with credit for 2 days' time served. I'll order you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, sir.
Thomas Lee Rouser.
All right, Mr. Rouser, you're here in 2020 MO 361AO. You're arrested for camping in a prohibited place. And I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering adjudication of guilt with credit time served and any court costs associated with the case.
All right, is it 2 or 1? All right, so it's 1 day credit for time served offer, Mr. Rouser. You want to do that?
Yes.
Okay. I'll give you a year to pay your court costs, okay? I'll have you sign the plea form. All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes.
Okay, did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes.
You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right, I find a factual basis based on the affidavit. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day with credit for 1 day. I'll order you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
Your Honor, his court cost, just to confirm, 273? No,
220.
223. Thank
Yeah, we didn't appoint the PD, so
Okay.
that's the
Thank you.
$50.
Thank you.
Can we pass by Mrs. Stallman for a moment?
Sure. All right, tell me your name, please.
William Tony.
All right, Mr. Tony, you're here in 2020 MO 365AO. You're arrested for camping in a prohibited place, and I do find probable cause, and I don't have a form for the public defender. Was there an offer?
State is offering adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and any court costs associated with the case.
Is it 1 day?
Yes, 2 days.
2 days. 2 days credit for time served. You want to
All
do
right.
that, Mr. Tony?
Yes.
Okay. Have you signed the plea form, please? All right. Is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yeah.
All right. Did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yeah.
You understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Uh-huh.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay. You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay. You understand, okay, all right. And I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. We'll order that you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too, man.
Thank you.
Mr. Skolman, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Skoman, how you doing today?
All right.
All right, you're here in 2020 MO 362AO, and you're arrested for camping in a prohibited place. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize. Adjudication guilt, credit for time served, and court costs.
Okay, 2, 1, 1 day, credit for time served. You want to do that, Mr. Skowman?
Yes, ma'am.
Skoman? Skoman?
Yes, ma'am.
They just go to every park today?
Schoolman.
Skoman, okay. I want to get it right. All right, Mr. Skoman, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that- Did you understand everything that you read on the plea form? Did you read the plea form? I guess that should be my first
I
question.
read it.
Huh?
I read it.
Okay, did you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You understand all those rights that you're giving up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day with credit for 1 day time served. Order that you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Sean Turner.
All right, Mr. Turner, you're here in 2020 MO 366 AO. You're arrested for camping in a prohibited place, and I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the PD. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, states offer an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and any court costs associated with the case.
Okay, is that 2 or 1? 1 day, credit for time served. You want to go home?
Yes.
Okay, I'll have you sign the plea form. All right, Mr. Turner, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea, and I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day with credit for 1 day time served. I'll order you pay your court costs by March 2nd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck, Mr. Turner. Have a good day. There's a note on here about an injunction.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Is there an injunction? There's a note on here. Is that expired? I don't know who wrote the note. good afternoon. This is Judge Wish. Is this the interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and I believe that the defendant before me speaks English, and it is the witness that is going to need translation into Arabic.
Okay.
So I'm going to need you to interpret the entire proceeding so that she can understand what it is that I'm saying, okay?
Okay.
Can you tell me your name, your ID, and if you've been sworn in today?
Yeah, this is my third court call. My name is Jamal. ID number 212118. May I ask one question, Your Honor?
Sure.
Where is this defendant witness from? Which country?
I don't know if you could.
Morocco.
Morocco?
Yes.
Morocco.
Sorry, Your Honor, I cannot do that. I'm gonna transfer you to Moroccan because they have their own special slang.
You speak Arabic?
I can speak Arabic, yes.
She speaks Arabic.
Yeah, Arabic Moroccan or just Arabic?
Just Arabic.
Okay, then fine then.
Okay.
I'll stay with you.
You're understanding English, ma'am?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. All right. And so, and you've been sworn in, Mr. Interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And ma'am, can you tell her to please raise her right hand to be sworn in?
ارفع ايدك اليمين عشان تقسم القسم.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
تقسم تقول الحقيقة.
I swear to truth, not to truth.
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down.
نزل يدك.
All right. And sir, can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Azul.
Hold on, I'm going to have him translate and so that she
Your
understands.
Honor, I cannot hear him even though before. طبعا عاوزين اسمك الكريم أخي.
عز الدين بوغايو.
عز الدين بوغايو.
Mr. Bugayu, you're here in case number 2020 MM 1672.
قضية 2020 MM 1672.
You were arrested for domestic violence battery.
تم اعتقالك بسبب الاعتداء بالضرب.
I do find probable cause and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
وأنا يعني بشوف إنه يعني كل الدلائل موجودة في حال حصولك يعني أو بحاجتك إلى حد يدافع عنك.
All right, and ma'am, can you tell me your name and then spell your last name for me, please?
اسمك اختي وتهجيلي الاسم الأخير.
نفيسة أطار.
نفيسة
نفيسة أطار. ATTAR.
نفيسة عطار. ATTIR.
Okay, and then how do you know Mr. Bugayu?
كيف عرفت السيد بوغايو؟
عزدين بوغايي هو زوجي من 10 سنين.
He's my husband for the last 10 years.
Okay, and are you afraid of him?
هل أنت خايفة من عنده؟
هو أخاف منه لما يشرب لأن أخاف يأذي نفسه ويأذيني أنا لأن بدون شرب إنسان طبيعي بس بالشرب أطلب منها عشان تساعدني يروح يعالج نفسه عند دكتور نفسي أو الرهاب لو سمحت.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm afraid of him when he get drunk. Because when he get drunk, he might hurt me or hurt himself. That's why I'm asking him if he could be directed to either to be seen by a psychiatrist or going to a rehab.
Okay. Ma'am, I can't order him to do anything today with regards to rehab or therapy.
طبعا تقول لك القاضية ما بتقدر توجهه اليوم على أساس إنه يروح يتعالج أو إنه يعني يقابل طبيب نفسي ما بتقدر توجهه أو تأمر اليوم.
But the state attorney's office will contact you and ask you about your opinion about the case.
ولكن مدعي العام تبع الولاية هم اللي حيتصلوا فيكي وحيسألونك عن رأيك بالقضية.
قولي أنا ما أخاف منه لما ما يشرب عادي يعيش معي
بس لما
نعم،
يشرب
نعم.
ما أقدر يعيش معي بالبيت لأن شخصيته بتتغير يعني
Yes.
أخاف يأذي
Again-
نفسه ويأذيني أنا.
Again, Your Honor, the same thing. She said, I'm not afraid of living with him, but I'll be afraid of living with him when he's drunk.
Well,
Because
okay.
his situation changed completely.
Okay, I can't, only thing I can do is order him not to drink, but if he's going to drink, then he's going to drink.
تقول لك هي ممكن تطلب منه إنه ما يشرب، ولكن إذا شرب طبعا هذيك الساعة بتكون يعني مخالف، ولكن هي ما بتقدر تمنعه من الشرب.
And if he violates any of the conditions of release that I'm going to impose, then his bond or release can be revoked and he can be held at no bond.
أما إذا خالف الشروط اللي راح نوضعها له من أجل عمل الكفالة، كفالة الخروج، هذيك الساعة إذا خالف هذيك الساعة يعني مش حتكون في له كفالة، وبالتالي راح تلغى الكفالة ويرجع إلى المكان اللي موجود فيه الآن.
All right, I am going to order no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. And do we have a no contact order?
إحنا راح تطلب إنه عدم يعني الاتصال فيك حاليا. هل في هذا الاتصال إذا حضروا هذا الطلب أو لا؟
I'll have the clerk print one out for Mr. Bugayu to sign.
إذا راح تطلب من الكاتب، لحظة يا أختي، راح تطلب من الكاتب إنه يطبع نسخة من هذه ويعطيها للسيد عز الدين. تفضلي.
So they'll be maintaining separate residences.
بالتالي يعني حاليا راح تكون في مكان الإقامة منفصل.
You can have a one-time return with law enforcement to get any personal belongings that you may need, but you must be with law enforcement.
ولكن حاليا ما فيش عنده إمكان يرجع للبيت من أجل الأغراض الشخصية إلا برفقة البوليس من أجل يعني قدوم إلى المنزل وأخذ أغراضه الشخصية.
إلى متى هذا الحال لو سمحت؟
For how long this will continue, Your Honor?
Until it's changed in writing by a judge.
حتى كل شيء يتغير عن طريق قرار من القاضي.
Or the case has been, is over.
أو إنه القضية بتم حلها.
No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
طبعا حاليا ممنوع عليه يتناول أي نوع من المخدرات أو الكحول بدون وصفة طبية.
No weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition.
ممنوع عليه يملك أي أسلحة من أنواع، سواء أسلحة بيضاء أو أسلحة نارية.
And I am going to order you into pretrial release with random urinalysis.
وأنا راح تطلب بإطلاق سراحة حاليا، ولكن بعد ما يطلب منه تحليل بول.
So that means no drugs or alcohol, or they can violate you, and you can be held at no bond.
وممنوع عليك الشرب والكحول والمخدرات، ولكن إذا خالفت هذه الأشياء ذيك الساعة تلغى الكفالة وممنوع عليك الكفالة وتعود إلى مكان اللي أنت فيه.
Mr. Bugayu, did you understand everything in the no contact order form?
أخ الكلمة، فهمت الكلام اللي قالته القاضي وممنوع الاتصال حاليا.
Okay, you need to make, you need to make sure that you comply with my requirements as well as theirs.
ولازم يعني تصغي لما قالته القاضية واللي قررته القاضية والمدعي.
Okay. Does pretrial need this back? I don't know why I got a copy of it. Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am. Did you have any other questions?
عندك أي أسئلة ثانية يا أختي؟
سؤال بس الحين قلتي لي لازم بس إذا بيجي ياخذ أغراضه عن طريق الشرطة، يعني ما أشوفه ولا يشوفني، صح؟
So no contact means only he could come with the police, pick up his belonging and leave, right?
One time with the police, yes.
نعم، مرة واحدة فقط يجي مع البوليس ياخذ أغراضه ويغادر.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Honor.
Mr. Interpreter.
It's a pleasure. It's an honor. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Too. All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll be in recess until tomorrow.